Hi all, welcome to our ninth video in this series. Today we will start the fifth part of the formula and function. If you have not watched the first four parts of formula and function, you are advised to watch them first. So we will take a look at some simple but confusing date and time functions today. While we have played with some functions already like today and weekday, we will stretch our date and time horizon further today. We'll look at month function, day, year, date and time functions, and we'll also try to bust some really confusing logic and concepts around it. So let's start. First is month function. So it fetches months in the form of integer out of a given date, and we can change it to a corresponding month name also using the format cell option. Let's see how it works. So is equal to month, and then in the serial number let's select the date. So we got first, and we know first is representing January. So let's see how to change this 1 to Jan. We can go to format cells, and then in custom just remove whatever is there and then type M triple M. So you can see in the sample it's JAN, Jan. If we want full name to represent, we need to type one more M, and then we can see full January. So let's click OK, and then we are done. Second function is day function. So it fetches the day out of the date. Let's say is equal to day, the serial number, hit enter. So 12th is the day which is given in that date. So year works in the same fashion like months and day, and it fetches the year. So let's see, year and then serial number. So we get 2024. Today function we have seen already. So this fetches today's date, and it is connected with our system date and time, so it keeps on changing every day. Now function is a bit more advanced than today function, so it displays time so along with date. Let's see. Next is date function. So date function combines years, month and date and then form a date. So let's see how it works. Is equal to date 2024, month second, and then date as 12. So we get the date. Now if we want to change it to the weekday, as in which day is 12th of Feb, we can also change it using format option. Let's see how to do it. Go into format, in the custom, and then if you drag it down, you can see 4 times D here. So this 4 times D will represent the day of that day. So that's how it works. Let's talk about weekday function. So we have already worked with weekday function, but then we have worked in a complex manner. Let's see a different version of weekday function today. We know weekday function will return integer for that specific day, but then using format option, we will change it to weekday. Rather than using complex if logic options, we can simply select format cells. Let's see how it works. Is equal to weekday, serial number, and then return type. We know for return type 1, Monday will be 1 and Saturday will be 7, and for return type 2, 1 will be Monday and 7 will be Sunday. So what we will do, we'll just keep it default like 1 and just press enter. So it comes to 6. Now for 1, 6 will be Friday, I believe. Let's see what format option change to. We can go to format cells, custom, and then again in custom we can select those 4 times D. So this is Friday. So it changed to Friday. Now we know we don't need to use those complex if logic option if we know these silly tricks also. Now using text function also we can fetch these weekday. Let's see how. So is equal to text, and then in the value we can pass the date, and then in the format we can give either, if we want to get the day we can give 4 times or 3 times d, or if we want to get the months we can press 3 times m and we can get the result. Say this is Friday. If we had given 4 times m, we would have get the month Jan. So that's how it works. Now let's see how to add or subtract days and months in a specific date. So in this first example, this is a given date and then we would like to add 5 days and then subtract 5 days. So let's see how to do it. So for days we can simply do the plus or minus operation, like is equal to, select this one, do a plus sign, select this. Whoops. So this is not acceptable because what we have given is a relative address, right? But then we need to give absolute address because only this cell has this date, right? And if you are not aware of what I am talking about, please go ahead and watch my video for absolute address versus relative address. So let's proceed. So to give the absolute address we need to append ampersand sign. So we need to give ampersand a and then ampersand 8. This will be address for this date, and then give plus sign, sorry we forgot is equal to, and then select this one. Now we have this cell with plus 5 days and this cell with minus 5 days. Now let's see how to do it for months. So for months we can't do it directly because we have seen the direct operation does it for days, not for months. So for months we have a different function altogether, that is edate. Let's see how it works. So is equal to edate start month, comma, and then months we need to select 5. But then again we may face error. So before hitting enter, let's make it absolute. So $a and then $14. Then hit enter. Whoops. So we have not changed the format for this cell. So let's change it to short date. Cool. Now it should work. So this cell has 5 months added to this date, and then this cell has date which is 5 months previous to this date. And now comes the bulkiest part of this video, that is adding and subtracting times. So this is one of the most puzzled concept in date time function. So I would like you to pay complete attention here. So before even understanding how to add or subtract time from a date, let's understand some of the basics first. So first is Excel understands hours and minutes by separated by a colon sign. For example, this cell is showing general, but then the moment we write 15 hours and 30 minutes and hit enter, we can see it has changed to custom field. And in custom, if we go, we can see it is into HHMM format. So Excel automatically calculates it as hours and minute. Now second thing, Excel can only understand hours and minutes till 23 hours and 59 seconds. The moment we give 24 hours or 25, it will regenerate the cycle of calculating the time, and it will take 24 as 0, 25 as 1 and 26 as 2 and so on. So let's see what do I mean by this. Let's give 24 colon 00, and if you see it here in the bar, you can see it is 00, and if we give 25 hours and 30 minutes, it will take it as 1 hour and 30 minutes. So this is something which we need to keep in mind, and this is needed when we need to add hours to a given date. Okay, so I have created some examples to illustrate these concepts. So this is one column where I have given hours, but then this is not in the hours and minute format, but then it is in the decimal notation format. Okay, to add hours to a start time or to a given time, we need to use time function. So let's see how time function works. So is equal to time, and then we need to give hour, minute and second separated by comma. So for example, we have 12 hour, 0 minute and 0 second. Hit enter. So it is taking 12. Now we need to add these hours to this start time. So let's see how to write this formula. So is equal to, just make it absolute address, the start time $f $8 plus, and then time function, and then in place of r we can simply select this cell and then 0, again 0 and hit enter. So if we take a look at all these cells, first cell look okay, second also looks okay, giving right output, but then third and fourth is not correct. Now what is not correct here? We wanted to add 27 hours to this time, right? Not adding 27 hours must have given us date of for 19, sometime in 19th of Feb, right? But then we are still getting 18th. Now why? If we try to decode the reason why, it belongs to our previous reason, as in Excel understands only till 23 hours and 59 seconds. So the moment I have given 27, it is calculating it as 24 plus 3. So it has added only 3 hours in this start time, and then it has given us as 23 hours and 13 minutes for the same date. And the same goes with 48 hours. So 48 hours is, it has regenerated the cycle twice and then it has came to 0 only, so it has given the same time as the start time. So how can we resolve it? So Excel has given a different notation which is very important to keep in mind, and that is, if we have to add the hours, we need to give it in the format of those hours divided by 24. So this is a standard notation which Excel uses to acknowledge number of hours we would like to add to a given time. So let's see how it works. So for example, if we want to add 12 hours, we can write is equal to, we can select just this one, F8 plus, within brackets we can give this divided by 24. Hit enter. So this, we need to change the format. Let's change it to this one so that we can see date as well as time. So we have got it. Let's check for 27. So is equal to this date plus bracket start, this cell divided by 24. So we just need to select this. And see, now we are getting the right results. So we can put the formula like this now, is equal to absolute address for this start time $f $8 plus bracket start this divided by 24, hit enter, and now we have all the results correct. So that's how we can use this standard notation of dividing hours by 24 to get our result. Let's consider another scenario where all the time given that needs to be added is below 24 hours, like 23 hours and 59 minutes. In that case, we can represent those hours as HHMM format. Now, if we have hours in the form of HH and MM and we try to perform the operation like earlier to add the time, we may face error. Now why? Let's see. So is equal to, we need to do absolute at start time. So $f $8 and then plus bracket start this divided by 24. So see, for third cell and fourth cell, it is giving incorrect output. Now why? Because we have tried dividing 24 for both of hours and minutes, and this is not correct. So in Excel, if there is hour, we need to divide that hour by 24, and if we have minutes, we need to divide it by 1440. Reason being, in a day there are 1440 minutes. How? If we multiply 24 hours into 60, each hour having 60 minutes, we'll get 1440 as total minutes in a day. So that's why for hour we need to divide it by 24 and for minutes we need to divide it by 1440. Unfortunately, we can't separate hours and minutes using left and right function in these format, but then we need to change these into text format first, and then only we can use left function and right function to separate them and perform the operation. So let's first change these into text. So is equal to text value and then just give HH mm format only. So see, it is now left indent, so it has converted all of these R's into text format. Now we can perform left function and right function to separate these and divide them, hours part by 24 and minutes part by 1440. Let's see how to write that formula. So is equal to first absolute address $f $8 plus, let's close what we start to not make it messy, and then first we need to divide the hours part by 24. That's fixed. So let's do later part and then let's write the first part. So it will be, we need to extract the hours part, that is into the left part, right? So we need to use the left function, left, and then text would be this, and number of characters would be search. So we want to search colon sign, and we would like to search it in this text, and then let's subtract 1 out of it because we don't need colon, only numbers before colon. So this will be our hours part, and then let's handle the minute part. We know minute part will be divided by 1440. Write function, text would be this, and then in place of number of characters, we would like to subtract the first two characters before colon from whole of length, so that we get only the minutes part after colon. So let's do it. Length of this text, and then subtract search. We would like to search colon part in this. So until colon, we would like to subtract it from whole of length, so that we will be left with only minutes part, and then we can divide it by 1440 and add it. So let's see. Cool. So now we have got all the correct result. We can verify it. You can pause the video and then verify it on your own. So the last thing we are left with in this video is the addition of hours. Now addition of hours also have the same kind of fundamentals. Like after 23 hours and 59 minutes, Excel will restart its cycle of counting the hours and minutes. So to work around it, we need to play around format cells. So we'll see it here. So if we do is equal to sum, and then we select the range, see we get something like 22 hours and 20 minutes, which is not correct. We can understand, right? So we need to go into format cells, and then in custom, where it is written HHMM, we just need to place hours into this bracket. So this is to command Excel that you don't need to take hours seriously and then add them as if we are adding numbers. So let's do OK, and see we have got the right result, 46 hours and 20 minutes. So that's it for today. We have done enough on date and time today. I hope that you have gotten answers of many of your queries. For any issue, you can reach out to us via comment, and I will try to answer there. We'll meet soon in next video with VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP. Till then, take care and have a nice day. Thank you.